Welcome everybody to my tribute to Robin Williams. Yeah, it's a very, very sad day today. I'm still in shock. I don't know why it happened, but it did. Anyways, this one going out to Robin Williams and his family. We're gonna miss you, Robin. I've seen you for the first time on Mork and Mindy, and today I have no words what to say, but I'm gonna miss you. So this video goes out to you, Robin. Great man you are. Great comedian, great father, and great husband. I'm gonna miss you. So what you're gonna hear, everybody in the background, is from CNN, the interviews of from people that heard the news about the tragic loss we're all facing right now. But anyways, I hope you enjoy it. So rest in peace, my friend. We love you.
To the passing of Robin Williams, quite a statement from the president. I'll read it. Robin Williams was an airman, a doctor, a genie, a nanny, a president, a professor, a Bangarang Peter Pan, and everything in between. But he was one of a kind. The president, obviously, of the Happy Days generation continues. He arrived in our lives as an alien, but he ended up touching every element of the human spirit. He made us laugh. He made us cry. He gave his immeasurable talent freely and generously to those who needed it most, from our troops stationed abroad to the marginalized on our own streets. The president wraps up his statement by saying, the Obama family offers our condolences to Robin's family, his friends, and everyone who found their voice in their verse, thanks to Robin Williams. Let's get back to our entertainment correspondent, Nichelle Turner, and Brian Stelter, our senior media correspondent and the host of CNN's Reliable Sources. Nichelle, as his family says, they want him to be remembered for his talent, for his laughs, and the laughs he brought so many millions of people. I think it's so important to pay tribute to his skill, his pioneering style. You've interviewed a lot of actors, comedians over the years. What was it about Robin Williams that made him really stand out?
Well, you never really had to ask a question, Wolf, because Robin Williams, when you walked into the room, he just started going. He just started talking. He made you laugh. Sometimes he made you think. You never knew what you were going to get, but it was always such a good time. You'd walk out of there, and sometimes you just shake your head and you say, that was Robin, absolutely. But you always felt good when you left the room. And I think that most people in Hollywood are feeling that way tonight, that they always felt good after an encounter with Robin Williams. We just got a statement from his Mork and Mindy co-star Pam Dawber, and she said, I'm completely and totally devastated. What more can be said? And that is very true. But there is something, that I just would like to say. Earlier tonight, when I was giving you a report, I did say that Robin Williams was battling his demons. And I've been getting a lot of feedback from the mental health community in using that word. And you know what? A lot of times when we're doing live coverage, we say things and we're talking and we don't realize what we're saying, but they're absolutely correct that it is a disease. And we've been hearing Dr. Drew talk about it. So I apologize for using the word demons, because Robin Williams, by so many people's account, was a bright light in Hollywood, a bright light in his life that was battling a disease.
He was certainly battling a major disease, that disease being depression, and it's a very serious disease, as Dr. Drew pointed out to our viewers. Brian, when it comes to how actors and performers are remembered in the media, Robin Williams wasn't just a star, he was an icon. And I think in addition to a lot of the real-time reaction online, his passing will have a very long-lasting impact. He will go down in entertainment history. Comedians, actors will study him, they'll remember him, they'll try to carry on. This is a huge loss.
And I think one way we see that reflected tonight is that so many different generations have different memories of him. This is a man that was born in 1951 and came to fame in the 70s and early 80s. So to a certain generation, it's Mork and Mindy. It's Good Morning Vietnam. It's the Dead Poets Society. I'm a millennial, so for me, it's films like Jumanji in the 1990s, or it might sound silly, but my personal favorite role he's ever played is just his voice in the film Aladdin. He played the genie, and almost all of what he did in that film was improvised. The producer recalled in interviews later that Robin would go into the room. He would just let it loose. And I'm going to quote him here. It was so hilarious. We were rolling on the floor in the control room. And later on, we'd have to try and boil it all down to his funniest stuff, which was hard because Robin would just get to the point of a character and then just zing around to something and someone else. It was that improvisational spirit that is so unique. And I think it's what Michelle was referring to about when you'd interview him, you didn't have to ask him a question. He would just get going. And then in the 2000s as well, it's Night at the Museum where he played Theodore Roosevelt. It's Happy Feet in 2006. So there are so many different generations that have different but complementary memories of this man.
Yeah, because he was so talented. In every 40 years he was doing this. A lot of us remember all aspects of that career. And Michelle, and nowadays with all the, with the Twitter and the Facebook and everything else, people are going to have an opportunity now to almost immediately convey their feelings and their thoughts.
And they actually have been, Wolf, and I've been kind of going over. Hollywood is definitely reacting. I've been going over a lot of the reaction tonight that we've been seeing. A couple things that stood out to me. Bob Saget tweeted, his genius was as big as his heart. And I think that sums up a lot of what people are feeling. Quincy Jones tweeted tonight, they were very close. R.I.P. to my dear brother and friend Robin Williams. The world will miss the decades of laughter that you gave all of us. And Steve Martin tweeted as well, I could not be more stunned by the loss of Robin Williams. Mensch, great talent, acting partner, genuine soul. Once again, this kind of pervades what we've been saying, Wolf, that whoever he came in contact with in Hollywood grew to love him. Chris Rock also tweeted tonight, just a couple words, so sad, so funny. That's kind of summed up what he thought about Robin Williams this evening. But again, you mentioned it. You called him an icon. He is legendary. His star shines so bright, and we will be seeing him on the screen in this next year. He had 4 movies that were completed that were slated